Well, guys, guess what? Xbox is losing the console war. Finally. And this is according to Forbes and Kevin Mornan, the contributor. So, alright, this is a little quick story. Back when I was a kid, I'm a PlayStation guy all day for life. But back when my PlayStation got stolen slash sold, I had to switch to Xbox for like a little bit, and I did enjoy it. But like I said, I'm a PlayStation guy at heart. And with that being said, fanboys and pundits breathlessly promote the foolish and counterproductive idea of a console war every time a new console generation arrives on the scene. It's just what it is. It's just within its nature. Now, competition in the console space is generally a good thing for everyone. It drives competitors to innovate in ways that benefit players and increase sales. Now, selling consoles is not a zero-sum game. More than one platform can succeed, and the more that do, the more opportunities players have to play the games that they love. And I love it, man. I just love it. And case in point, the Switch didn't go to war. It entered the competition, and players reaped the benefits. All right? Casting competition in terms of a war where one console wins and the other loses has the potential to create a situation where one company dominates and the other moves on to other things. So when that happens, innovation tends to become stagnant because the winner has little reason to make their console more attractive. More attractive than what? With little or no competition, there's nothing to be more attractive than. So, in other words, when this whole console war thing goes down, they need the competition to back each other, and the same thing vice versa. This dire circumstance could have happened with the current console generation. The Xbox One launch was screwed up so badly that you were left to wonder how a company of Microsoft's size and experience in the console space could be so arrogantly unaware of the needs and desires of gaming players. Now, someone grabbed the opportunity and the PS4 crushed the Xbox One from the get-go. 5 years later, Xbox hasn't closed the gap, and it's a sad thing, man. It really is. Because, like I said, I played the Xbox for a little while when I was a kid, and I kind of began to like it. When Microsoft fell short, in a few ways, according to this article, in reference to the article, it really kind of disappointed me in a way because I always liked and really enjoyed the competition that Microsoft had, and plus Microsoft's been in the game for a long time too. Let's get that case in point. No excuses though. So when it comes to innovation in the Xbox, stakeholders were yammering for Microsoft to sell off the Xbox and get out of the console business when it came clear that the PS4 was doing much better in the marketplace. Fortunately for everyone who loves video games, Satya Nadella didn't listen. Microsoft shed the Xbox management team responsible for the launch, and Nadella put Phil Spencer in charge of the Xbox in March 2014. Now, the result has been a steady stream of innovation from Xbox that's squarely focused on making things better for players. Case in point, the Xbox One X is the clearest example. Microsoft's flagship console is so superior to the PS4 Pro that it's reasonable to think the only reason to buy a Pro is to play PlayStation's outstanding collection of console exclusives. That's a very good reason, but virtually every cross-platform game looks and plays better on the One X. So Microsoft didn't build the most powerful console ever seen, but patted itself on the back, and then sat and waited for the world to recognize its achievement, which is a great thing. The company reached out to developers and helped them enhance previously released games to take advantage of the processing power in the One X. So, I keep getting that mixed up. I don't know why I keep doing that. Microsoft also continued to innovate in console hardware with the Design Lab and adaptive and elite wireless controllers. It's just so beautiful. So while Xbox hardware innovations led the industry, a strong argument can be made that the company's most important innovations lie in broadening opportunities for players to play games. Now, oh god, backward compatibility is the most obvious example. The story when the Xbox One and PS4 launched was that games from previous console generations were unplayable on the new consoles because of fundamental hardware incompatibilities. And then Xbox engineers built a virtual Xbox 360 that runs on the Xbox One, and older games can be played on the new console, which is, again, fantastically beautiful. So perhaps the most remarkable thing about backward compatibility is that Microsoft didn't treat it as an opportunity to squeeze more money out of players by making them buy back compat versions of games that they already own. Instead, backward compatibility exemplifies the idea that players should have a library of games that they carry with them from one console generation to the next. So if you paid for it once, you wouldn't have to pay for it again, and that's wonderful. It's hard to imagine a policy that operates more for the benefit of players. So, the buy it once ethos Xbox introduced to console gaming continued with Microsoft's Play Anywhere policy. Xbox exclusives generally appeared on the console and Windows PCs at the same time. Buy a game for either platform and you can play it on both. You get two platforms for the price of one, which is excellent. Xbox surprised the gaming world a year ago with another new idea that's all about benefiting players. Henceforth, Xbox console exclusives would be available to play for free on Game Pass on the day the game launched. Since then, a selection of cross-platform games such as the recently released Mutant Year Zero: The Road to Eden appeared on Game Pass on launch day. Now, a cheap subscription service that includes access to new games on launch. Who saw that coming? Nobody. In fact, Xbox also looked to benefit players in the future when it added next-gen technology to the One X and S last year in the form of support for variable refresh rate, automatic low latency mode, and 120 Hz refresh rate. These features won't come fully into play until HDMI 2.1 becomes widespread, but Xbox is helping players navigate the transitional stage by supporting the technology now. Now let's get to the other side of the board. Innovation in PlayStation. The innovations introduced by Xbox since Spencer took over illustrate how competition can produce benefits for players. And so it's sad to say that PlayStation's performance during the current console generation exemplifies how a dominant position in the console space can lead to innovative atrophy. Now, with a few exceptions, PlayStation has done little to introduce new and innovative ideas to console gaming. Instead, the company has been content to stand pat with its large lead in sales and its vastly superior collection of console exclusives. In other words, PlayStation's just gotten lazy and complacent. So, but that's not to say that PlayStation hasn't done anything. It just hasn't done much, especially in comparison to the relentless series of innovative ideas coming out of Xbox. Now, PlayStation VR is the go-to VR platform for those who don't want to spend big bucks on an HTC Vive, or Oculus Rift. Although it's still saddled with the Move controllers that were designed to compete with Nintendo's 2006's Wii. So the PS4 Pro is a significant upgrade from the original PS4, but it's not in the same league as the One X. There are also some indications that the blinkered arrogance that produced the Xbox One launch disaster has gained a foothold at PlayStation. In fact, in June 2017, Sony's global sales chief, Jim Ryan, told Time magazine, and I quote, "When we dabbled with backwards compatibility, I can say it is one of those features that is much requested, but not actually used much." A little less than a year later, Xbox reported players had logged almost 1 billion hours on back compatibility games. A more recent example can be found in PlayStation's resistance to player demands for Fortnite crossplay. I definitely remember that. The situation today seems almost the reverse of what it was at E3 in 2013, when an agile PlayStation crushed a clueless Xbox and electrified the gaming world. Now, Sony feels stayed, I don't know how you pronounce that, or whichever way you want to say it, and hidebound while Microsoft forges ahead. PlayStation has never lacked for innovative thinking, and it's hard not to wonder whether the company would have done more to change gaming for the better if the PS4 didn't have such a decided advantage in sales. So, in closing, I should say, the Xbox One quickly fell behind the PS4 in competition for console sales, but Microsoft responded by bringing in Phil Spencer, who infused the Xbox with a sustained commitment to innovative ideas that benefit players. Power to the people. The consequences illustrate the value of thinking about competition rather than war in the console space. Xbox's innovations have markedly changed the world of console gaming for the better. From a player's viewpoint, it's the best thing that's happened in gaming in years. So, if you enjoyed this article, here are some other things you might be interested in. Look at all that. So, that being said, I love you guys, man. This has been your boy Shay Speaks. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification for more. So that way you guys can know whenever I drop a video. This has been your boy Shay Speaks. I love you guys. Peace and love.